When I go camping, I don't just roll out there with nothing and hope for the best. I prepare for these things. I bring food, a tent, and most of the essentials. Everything I need to make sure I'm ready for whatever gets thrown at me. But lately it got me thinking, I don't just prep for camping, I'm also prepping for the house too. Sometimes being prepared means being ready for the real world. So today I'm checking out some of the gear I've picked up, from food items to just essential gear that maybe you'll need in case the power goes out. Because the world seems a little crazy right now and the news has us more divided than ever. So not even prepping for that stuff, but maybe even prepping for the zompocalypse. Now I do have a plan. One part of my plan is to have enough food and water to last 2 weeks. And I say 2 weeks, it's just kind of my rule of thumb that in case something really nasty happens, I'm not leaving immediately. I'm gonna board up the house and let everybody else take care of themselves out there, if you know what I mean. And then maybe then I go scavenging. But I always want 2 weeks worth of food. So I do have a ton of canned food, but today we're gonna look at the ReadyWise 14-day food supply, and we'll see just what these things look like, taste like. We are gonna go through everything in here and find out. Now when I got this, I was really hoping for kind of dual use. Maybe I could use it for prepping food, something I can keep out here in storage, as well as stuff I could bring camping. So if you watch to the end of this video, you're gonna find out if that's the case or if it's really just to give you enough calories to get through an emergency. But maybe you can also use this stuff to throw in a backpack when you go hiking. So we'll go through it all. And I'll give you my opinion on if you could or should do that. So first, let's take a look at the 14-day emergency food supply from ReadyWise and see if it meets our need. I don't really want to do this out here. All right, and if we have some time, I'm also gonna check out some of these MREs. Probably just open one pack and see what all's in here. Now the difference is these things only have about a 5-year shelf life. However, I have seen people eat these after about 100 years, so I don't know what to tell you. These ones say 25 years for the freeze-dried foods, so let's go ahead and open this up and see what all's in here and see if also can we use this for dual purpose for maybe some backpacking meals. If you look at the side of the container, it'll tell you the different meals. You can pause there if you want to see exactly what they are and all their nutrition counts. Let's clear off some of this stuff and we'll lay out everything in here and then see what we want to cook first, and then kind of give it a bit of a taste test. 1 pasta Alfredo, 2 pasta Alfredo, big old honking thing of pancake mix, creamy pasta and vegetables, cheesy macaroni. Most people call it macaroni and cheese. I think that says, hard to read right there. I think it says 6 servings in here. Same thing. Instant white rice. Another thing of instant white rice. A bag of powdered milk. A whey milk alternative. Both these actually say whey milk alternatives, but a bag of milk. Barbecue beans. Another thing of barbecue beans. Orange drink mix. I'm guessing that's gonna be like Tang. Another big thing of orange drink mix. By the way, this says 16 servings. Just for the record, pasta Alfredo says 6 servings. However, so in a survival situation, if you really need this, it'll probably be okay, but what stinks is if this is for one person and you open it up and it's got 6 servings, you pretty much need to go through the whole thing pretty quickly. 6 servings of brown sugar and maple multigrain cereal. Another one for the multigrain cereal, and a 3rd one for the multigrain cereal. And that's it. It says, don't let your kids play in here. Alien. Good boy. So I think the first thing I'm gonna start off with is the mac and cheese. We'll give this a go. I have no idea if there's an extra pack in here with the cheese mix or what it is, but we'll open this up, give it a go, and it does feel like quite a bit in here. Way more than the Kraft mac and cheese that you get. But I don't know if this is dehydrated or regular pasta, so let's take a look. So the powder's already in with the noodles. You'll obviously want to get rid of that little water pack out of here, but it looks like we're gonna need to make the entire thing in one go. Unfortunately for the mac and cheese, I don't see any instructions on how much water or anything to add, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get a pot, pour all the contents of this into into the pot and give it as minimal water as I can. The only reason is because I'm not going to be able to strain it because of the cheese sauce is already in here with it. So let's do that. I did see online about some people adding way too much water and it looked gross and they were pretty grossed out by it. So I'm gonna add the smallest amount possible. We'll see how it rehydrates. Okay, with about a quarter cup of water, it doesn't look like it's completely done yet. The noodles are still hard, so I'm gonna add another good amount in there. We'll see if it rehydrates it a little bit. I have turned the heat off because I didn't want it kind of burning on the sides, especially with not enough water. But again, no instruction. Oh, there was a piece of paper in there. Let me take a look. Okay, the instructions were not on the bag itself, but in the little instruction thing pamphlet that kind of came inside of it. Right here for entrees, it wants 6 cups of water. Mix well, bring to boil, and then let stand. I did not add near enough water. I'm still gonna do it my way because I think 6 cups is probably a lot. So for right now, I'm just gonna keep adding a little bit at a time, and I'll let you guys know when it looks about creamy and fully restored and everything. But the video I watched online, the dude did not like it, and I don't want mine super soupy. So. You guys want to know something crazy? Take a look at these numbers here. That is the average of subscribers versus people that are just wandering by. So don't forget to bang the buttons. That's way too low. You can really help me out by liking and subscribing, and it's free and always will be. While the mac and cheese is cooking, let's take a look at the orange drink mix and see how it tastes. For one serving, combine 2 tablespoons of orange drink mix with 1 cup of cool water. That's not a lot. All right, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's not looking good so far. Normally my tang is really not see-through. This you can see right through it. Okay, oddly deceptive. That was delicious. So far, point for ReadyWise. Good stuff. It was almost too sweet. I probably could have added more water to that, but let's get back and take a look at the mac and cheese, see how it's doing. Needs more water. So far, super creamy, but the noodles still haven't rehydrated, so let's get a little bit more water in here and give it a little bit more time. I probably would have been done by now if I would have followed the instructions from the get-go. But as far as flavor is concerned, it tastes just like Kraft mac and cheese. So for the rest of these, I will follow the instructions. I think that'll let you guys know exactly what to expect from these and whether I put a little bit too much, not enough water in them, but I'll follow the instructions going forward exactly to the T. And since I don't need to eat everything right now, I'm gonna go ahead and put the extras right back in the case here. All right, so first off, this is probably the creamiest mac and cheese I've ever seen. It's supposed to be 6 servings. What do you guys think? I can eat a lot. I don't know how much is in a normal box, but let's say I probably put close to half in my bowl already. I'd say 3 servings at best, unless this is an apocalyptic scenario and you're really trying to conserve food, but I'm eating more than that for 1 meal. Let's see how it tastes. Super creamy. I think I could let the noodles rehydrate just a tad, but that's not their fault. I probably could have even added more water and just let it evaporate out, but the texture and flavor is great. So far, my only gripe is the amount of servings. Maybe they know something I don't know. Hey babe, you wanna try this? I'm gonna let her have a go at it and see what she thinks.
Maybe some salt and pepper.
Yeah, so Dana said the same thing. It's a bit sticky, but it could have been because my lack of preparation. As far as I'm concerned, it's got about the same flavor as Kraft mac and cheese, and typically I'm gonna put Tabasco in it anyway, so good job. Now last bite here. Maybe I'm wrong because this is pretty filling, but I ate at least 2 servings. All right, next up we got creamy pasta and vegetable, and I am gonna follow the instructions. And again, this one's 6 servings with no way to close the top back on it. Get out the moisture. Here's what it looks like before we get it going. It says pour contents into 6 cups of water, so I'm gonna put the water in there first. That was the orange drink mix. Dude, I totally had these sitting right next to each other. I just thought it was coming out a little weird. Bummer. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Stir well. Now it says bring to boil and let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes, stirring occasionally. I still can't believe I did that with the orange drink. I'm gonna reduce the heat and let it simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes, stirring occasionally. Now while the pasta's cooking, we're gonna give the milk a go. I've never had dried milk, so I'm not expecting a whole lot. And this is kind of a two-parter. It says to mix 2 tablespoons of the powder with a 1/4 cup of room temperature water, and then stir until that's dissolved, and then mix in another 3/4 cup of water and stir it again. That's a little more than 2 tablespoons, but I want to see what it tastes like. Kind of sweet. Not very dry. So it settles so far. So you're gonna have to stir that up. Guess they don't want you stirring it in all the water yet, because it's kind of like when you do that dry cocoa powder, you just need it to turn into a paste first. To be honest, I probably should have put less water, but I'm following the instructions. Again, do it at room temperature water. That looks pretty good so far. So now I'm gonna add in another 3/4 cup of cool water. Looking like about skim milk so far. What do you know? Tastes like milk. A little sweeter. Kind of tastes like the lactate that I buy, with that kind of sweetness to it. I'd recommend, if you follow the instructions, it's gonna look about like this. So it looks a lot like kind of skim milk. So just maybe add, instead of going for 3/4 cup, maybe that 1/2 cup at the end there. And I bet it'd be about normal 2%. But it definitely tastes like milk. I wish I could seal this back up, but I'm guessing I'm gonna have to put it in a storage bag or something. Man, it sure would be nice to have a little Ziploc there. And now, let's check back on the pasta. All right, so here's what the final product looks like. You could probably let it condense down a little bit more if you wanted to, or boil down. This is creamy pasta and vegetable. Bam. However, if you notice, definitely a lot of creamy pasta, not a whole lot of vegetable. It looks like the vegetables are carrots and peas. So I think I cooked this one right. It's not near as sticky as the other one. Could probably let it boil down a little bit more. Flavor's excellent. I wish there were a few more vegetables in here, but it's like a ton of noodles and obviously the sauce, but again, just not a ton of vegetables. There's a little pea hiding right there. A couple carrots, another 1/2 pea. Let's see what Dana has to say about this one. Tell me what you think. So we're giving some to Dana. Survey says... Ooh, she gave a
That's really good.
Yeah? Yeah, I don't think it needs any salt or pepper or anything. No, I thought it was good. Yeah, the only thing, I wish it had a little bit more vegetables in it. Nope, it's just
noodles and
pasta. It's creamy pasta and vegetables.
I'll keep it.
Oh, you want to keep eating it? All right. All right, we've got a couple options left. We've got the pasta Alfredo and the barbecue beans. We'll get those next. Followed by the brown sugar and maple multi-grain cereal. We can mix that with our milk. And then last but not least, we'll try out the pancake mix. That's a lot of powder coming out of it. Now while that's going, I'm gonna go ahead and put on the barbecue beans so we can try them together. Now the beans only need 4 cups of water. Don't mess it up. Making good progress with both of them, but remember to stir. All right, with the beans, you're gonna wanna stir these more often because I did notice that if you don't stir them, they're gonna kind of candy and burn to the bottoms. A little bit longer. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is I looked on the internet and I found some that looked pretty bad. People covering their pans and not letting the moisture escape. Now part of this is letting it condense down. So obviously one part of it is having enough liquid in there so it can reabsorb and everything. But with that, it's gotta have an escape route. If you put a lid on it, a lot of that's not gonna be able to escape. And all this stuff that you're seeing right here, all the steam that you're seeing, it's just gonna go straight back into the pot and then you're gonna have a soupy mess. I think part of the problem is in the instructions, it says uncover and let cool 2 to 3 minutes, but it never tells you to cover it. It just says bring water to a boil, stirring often and simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. On the back here, another one says turn off heat and cover. So my guess is that they kind of did a copy and paste and screwed something up, but if I was making this, which I am, I would not leave this covered so that it'll condense down. So while that stuff's going, I wanted to take a look at our MREs. So I got both these boxes for like, I think it was like 80 bucks. Anyways, these things came out to about less than $4 a mil. I got 24 of them, so they come with 2 different boxes, an A and a B. Now this is from MRE's World. I haven't looked at a bunch of different places, but I saw the best price, great packaging, it's real thick plastic, and these things are supposed to last for 5 years. Now, 5 years doesn't seem that long, but you see all the time where people are opening up these MREs that have been stored away for 100 years. So I'm not gonna tell you to do it, but that's what I've seen. I'm not gonna open up all these, but I do wanna open up at least one so we can see what all's in them, because it isn't just one little course. It's like a myriad of different things. And again, these are ready to eat meals. Looks like they've got menu items. So menu 16, chicken burrito bowl, cheese tortellini in tomato sauce, pork sausage patty, maple flavored. Okay, this is weird. I don't know if they're getting them from different vendors or what. These, obviously different packaging, different branding on them. This one just says Warfighter recommended, Warfighter tested, Warfighter approved. Pizza slice, pepperoni, Southwest style beef and black beans, Italian sausage with pepper and onions and marinara sauce, beef patty, jalapeno pepper jack. It's a burger. Can't wait to give that one a try, and hopefully it's got some bread on it. Tuna chunk light, water packed, lemon pepper, beef goulash. Rofi is gonna love that one. I did have another one I've already eaten. It was the beef ravioli, and it was great. So just to unpack it and see what all's in it, I'm gonna go and do the tuna one, and we'll put everything else away. Oops, and I forgot 2 that were over on the table. Mexican style rice and bean bowl, and Mexican style chicken stew. So one of the things right off the bat that I do like about this is that there's a variety. I didn't see a single meal that was doubled up. I can't tell you enough, like this packaging, this is like a 6 mil plastic or something. Super thick. Definitely will be good on the shelves for a long time. Then inside that's got another plastic bag. All right, again, this is the Tuna Chunk Light Water Packed Lemon Pepper. Out the gate, we got dessert, some Reese's Pieces, chunky peanut butter, a little bit oily on the outside. I don't know where that's coming from. Marble pound cake. I'm gonna open up this one this time because I didn't last time. Let's see what's in here. All right, cool. So it's got a couple napkins. A whole bunch of little bitty napkins. I don't know. It's gonna turn to dust real quick. A moist towelette, some iodized salt, pack of matches, and some chiclets. Now this feels like everything's broken in here. It says baked snack crackers, cheddar flavor. So maybe it's like Cheez-Its or something. Actually feels like croutons. I don't want to open them up yet because I'm not that hungry. So one Hot Pocket, so you're gonna use that. You're gonna open this up like so. Put your main course in there. If it comes with, okay, so this feels like the tuna. Wait, that thing says Tuna Chunk Light. Now this says beef patty jalapeno. Huh. Leave that right there. It's a little bit, probably a little bit bigger than the palm of my hand. Very weird. So I'm not sure why we've got a beef patty in there. Okay, more oil on here. Plain tortillas. And last time we saw that we had a fruit punch drink. This time we've got lemon lime Gatorade basically. A packet of mayonnaise. And then this is to heat it up with. So you pour a little bit of water into here, heat it up, put it in your Hot Pocket, and put the beef patty in here, and it'll warm it up. My guess is that's really like a Salisbury steak, because I'm not seeing any bread. And the weird thing is, it says tuna light packed on here. So I was expecting tuna, and I got probably a Salisbury steak and some tortillas. Very weird. Last time it said beef ravioli, and I got beef ravioli. I don't know what to tell you. So again, for one meal, this is going to be a lot of calories. However, I do think that's pretty small compared to the raviolis that we got last time. All right, now let's get back and see how the food's cooking. And the beans look like beans. Just gonna get a little bit because I've already eaten a lot. All right, but looks like Alien wants to give it a go too, so give him a little bite here. Wanna try some of that? What do you think, buddy? Not bad. Now this is the pasta and Alfredo sauce. I don't think it's as good as the pasta and vegetables. And the sauce tastes very similar. Try some beans, buddy. Now the beans are okay. Probably be better if you added some hot dogs or something in it. Not sure. It's not near as good as like the can of beans that you'd bring out camping or something. Or maybe you've got for Thanksgiving. But it's not bad either. Gotta say the beans, scale from 1 to 10, probably a 7. We'll give it a 7. Pasta with Alfredo sauce, I'm only giving a 5. Texture's not horrible. I could have cooked it a little bit, not enough maybe, but there's not a whole lot there, and I'm guessing I gotta add a bit of pepper or something like that. So I still have 2 things. I'm gonna have to do the pancake mix and the other breakfast. Probably gonna leave that for tomorrow. So with the magic of editing, we'll be back tomorrow. All right, good morning. So now for our last couple items. First, we're gonna take a look at the brown sugar and maple multigrain cereal. I wasn't sure what this was at first, but we need to put the entire pack in 5 cups of water. Bring to a boil for 12 to 15 minutes. And then the last thing's pancake mix. I'm guessing it's gonna taste like pancake mix, but we'll still give it a go just for the video. While that stuff's cooking, I wanted to talk about a little radio gadget I got. Now that was important to me because being a prepper or survivalist, because we live in a digital age and being able to power our stuff is kind of quintessential these days. Having something where you can just kind of wind it, just be able to power everything, as well as have basic things like your wideband or AM/FM radio, it's very important.
The week resulting in quiet weather and above normal temperatures.
Well, no one really listens to wideband radio anymore. I mean, it might be important during a zompocalypse. 20 or 30 bucks could come in really handy if the power goes out. But the biggest thing is if the power goes out, you wind it, and at least you got a couple flashlights. And you can still power your gadgets from here. And not that big of a deal, but for 20 or 30 bucks, definitely something I'll just put in the garage in one of the tubs. All right, so first let's talk about the brown sugar and maple multigrain cereal, which let's just call it oatmeal from here on out. Tastes great, it's exactly what it says. Now as for the pancake, tastes good, but it didn't come with any syrup. So just like the rest of this stuff, this is really supplemental. This is not something, I don't think, in my opinion, that's gonna be enough to sustain you for 2 full weeks. I wanna go through all the nutritious info, but right off the bat, I'm not seeing enough protein in here. The last thing you want is just to eat full of carbs. You're gonna end up losing a ton of muscle, and you know, if it's a zompocalypse and you end up walking around looking like these guys, that's gonna be a problem for you. But for 15 minutes, this is really super easy. But is it worth the cost? So for 150 bucks, you get the tub, which, you know, you can keep the kids out of it, store it away and literally not think about it. And it's good for 25 years. But for the price, you can pick up a bag of pancake mix and some oatmeal for pretty cheap. Now, I haven't looked to see how long it lasts, but I don't think either one of these were freeze-dried. Now for the pros and cons of these. So my biggest concern is it's 150 bucks, and can I get stuff that's similar at a lower cost if I just package it up myself? The answer is maybe, but I'm not gonna go out there and do it, so this is by far easier. So if you wanna save some money, maybe go out and take a look and see if you can get similar items for quite a bit cheaper. But keep in mind, they've gotta be packaged to where they're shelf stable for 25 years to be equivalent. The other thing that concerns me is there's a lot of sugar in this. Most of this is carbohydrate based and not a lot of protein. And the second thing is calories. While it says it's 14 days of food, I like to break it down more by calories. So on an average person, it should be about 2,000 calories. And I'm coming up with less than 1,000 calories per day. All I did was quick math. I did the amount of servings times the amount of calories and then did all of them. And so I came up with a total of 13,820. So that's gonna be less than 1,000 calories a day if we're using this for 14 days. So again, back to it being supplemental. The other thing is a lot of it's sugar. So the biggest calories came out of the drink. So the orange drink's gonna have 1,600 calories alone. And to offset that, I definitely keep some stuff like sardines or tuna, stuff that can last quite a while, maybe not 25 years, but maybe eat them every once in a while, check the expiration date. And then, so like this one's good for another 5 years. Eat them within that 5 years, refresh them. And again, you're only looking to supplement with something like that. That you can store in the garage, forget about it, and you're gonna be good to go. But as far as the protein in this, it's got less than 500 grams of protein. So the recommended is anywhere from 10 to 30% of your daily allowance should be in protein. So at 438 grams of protein in there, that's still about half of what you should get on a daily basis. And lastly, would I buy it again? Sure, just to store out in the garage, completely forget about it. And it's again, in that dire need circumstance where I have to get at it. I'm gonna love to have that food versus nothing at all. But again, it is a lot of sugar, so make sure you've got something good to supplement with it. These little guys may not be the greatest, but if you're really hungry. So what's next? Maybe let's thank you guys for joining, and maybe talk about liking and subscribing, and we'll let him do it. Well, I appreciate you guys joining us, and I will get to this one maybe next week or the week after, But for today, I think that about covers this. At any rate, if you like this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next week. If you like this type of content, make sure you check out our YouTube channel where we have hundreds of videos just like this. If you want to see our newest adventures, be sure to click the subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss another video.